So Peter, tell me why you suggested a boat such as this for the boys for estuary fishing rather than one of the bigger ones in the showroom.
Well, Gordon, the model we chose is a 4.3 metre Quintrex fishabout. It's an aluminium boat. When we talked about where they wanted to go, I thought, well, we've got to keep it light and easy to handle. They might get into a bit of rough water, so this is the new model they've just brought out, which is a deeper boat. I felt that was going to be handy for if they get into some open rough water. The main thing with this boat is that it is a versatile boat. It's got a nice flat floor. They'll be able to work easily off that for their fishing. It's got plenty of storage room, and they're not going to have any problems towing it.
And as this is a family boat, as well as being an amateur fisherman's boat, what are some of the safety features connected with it?
Well, Gordon, I did mention before that this boat is very deep, and that's something that a lot of families like, especially if children are in it. The flat floor is a great feature. They're not up and down on the slope of the bottom. The carpeted floor, which is a totally synthetic carpet these days we use in boats, that's good. You don't slip and slide on it. They've got a new windscreen on this boat that means that it actually opens in the centre panel and you can lean out to put out your anchor and rope. You're not trying to climb out onto the front deck. That's something we found a very important feature. And of course, there's storage space for the life jackets. That's something that is a must, that you carry on board, life jackets, and storage space for your anchors and ropes. They're not being tripped over, and you know, you've got to look for the little accidents in the boat as well, not necessarily the big ones. And sharp corners and things like that you can stub your toe on, they're always a nuisance. And Quintrex have given that sort of thing a lot of thought. They've made it really easy and really safe.
So Brian, you've got Greg Baker and Brian Cooper turning up. You're going to show them how to catch hairtail. A few myths.
Yes, Gordon, there is a lot of myths about the hairtail. One of the most popular myths is that you can only catch hairtail in the evening or late at night. So Brian and Greg are coming up and I'm going to take them out in the middle of the day to prove all these myths incorrect.
There's a few fallacies about the type of line you've got to have. Some people recommend a 60-pound line, Brian. What's that all about?
Well, Gordon, up in the creek, Coal County Creek, where they fish for hairtail most of the time, all the old style of fishermen use big, heavy hand lines. But I'm going to take Brian and Greg out today and show you light tackle sports fishing at its best.
So what's the story with this business about the hairtail only going up and down vertical all the time, Brian? Is that the truth, or is that just another myth?
Well, we haven't got a sounder out today, but if you had a sounder, what you would see in the water would be a dense, massive fish, all swimming horizontal and not vertical as other people believe.
The fish arch shape is formed when your boat passes over a stationary fish. As your boat approaches and the first sound waves strike the fish, the soundings are travelling the longest distance. So the point of contact with the fish, as shown here, will form the leading edge and lowest point of the arch. Then as your boat moves directly above the fish, the sound waves now travel the shortest distance, displaying the shallower depth as the peak of the arch. Finally, as your boat passes the fish, once again the sound waves travel further, completing the arch. For almost 10 years, the fish arch has been accepted as one of the clearest indicators of fish.
These two graphics illustrate the drift and search patterns you would use to locate a dense school of fish, such as hairtail in bays or rivers. Oh, lost him. Hairtail aren't yours until they're in the boat.
Here's Brian, hooked up to what I'm sure is a nice hairtail. He's very anxious to get this one in the boat and open up our account for the day. The way this fish is lugging and twisting down deep, I'm sure it is well hooked. Just have a look at the smile on Brian's face as he lands his first hairtail.
Here's Greg, double hook-up baker, getting into the act with a good fish. Landing these fish on light line is often a two-man job that requires careful positioning of the hands on the trace so the fingers stay intact. And if you thought I enjoyed catching my first hairtail, have a look at the smile on double hookup's face.
Hup, here's Quinny, working hard on a good fish.
They're really on now. Every bait that hits the water is being taken in no uncertain terms. Quinny's fish heralds the start of an incredible session on these magnificent chrome-coloured fish. We had double hookups and triple hookups. They were really on. The way hairtail take a pilchard bait suspended in mid-water is with a slow, steady pull towards the bottom. It's a good idea not to strike at this point, but let the fish take line by dropping your rod tip towards the water. This gives the fish the opportunity to take a firm grip on the bait. Now is the time to take up the weight of the fish or strike gently and hang on. Patience and steady line pressure is a must. Any heaving or slack line at this point will result in a lost fish. Have a look at the smooth, even pressure being applied to land this fish.
Mate, that one's well hooked. Come on, haven't you got those hooks out of that one yet? And here's Greg again with another nice fish. Come on, mate, he's only probably about 3 foot long. We weren't the only people out here fishing for hairtail today.
Hello, Quinny's at it again. Look at him go on this one.
Another one.
So hairtail are found mainly in this area on the Central Coast line. Is that true or false?
Gordon, they have shown up in other parts of the world. Botany Bay, they showed up for a little while. Newcastle Harbour, they have shown up, but I believe that they got washed out of the Hawkesbury in the floods.
So what you're saying, Brian, is that it is true that hairtail are really only found around this part of the coast.
Well, as far as we know, there's not a lot known about where they come from, but Hairtail have been here on the Central Coast for many years.
So, well, what do you reckon the day will bring for you with Brian and Greg? You reckon you'll catch any?
The chances will be great today, Gordon. Slight water, slack tide, beautiful sunny day. Be a great chance. We should get 20 or 30 fish today.
What sort of bait would you use for hairtail?
Well, Gordon, probably the best bait to use here on the Central Coast is pilchards. They're easy to buy, easy to put on, and a great bait.
And what's some of your favourite fishing spots around this area for them?
Well, here on the Central Coast, Gordon, they're mainly found in Coal Creek, as has been described before, but here in Broken Bay, it's a great spot for hairtail.
Quinny's onto yet another good fish. Here's double hookup Baker at it again. The action was really hot. Here we go again. Another double hookup.
Baby. Throw that, right? Throw them back when they're small, like that. Bit small this one, so we'll put him back.
What are we doing here? We're going to change the current. We can't talk highly enough about our Quintrex Fishabout as the ideal estuary fishing platform. It gives excellent stability with plenty of room, even with 3 fishing from the same side of the boat. That's fun of that road, all these things. I like it. It's fascinating. Colour there.
there's plenty of water underneath it. Bring some off the road, there's nothing to go there. Great fun,
Well, fellas, I think this will be our last bait. Time to head home. A very important part of enjoying yourself on the water is having a well-equipped boat with all the necessary safety gear. Have a look at these poor guys. They're in all sorts of trouble trying to ride their boat. It seemed to us they didn't have any safety gear and were heading out to sea at a fair rate of knots. We gave them a hand and lent them our bucket.
Oh, back there, we go.